Hello everyone. Sorry, I'm trying to get all of the different areas warmed up here. Hi to BMC, Rilo, Paul, Gabby, and Monster. And hi Dan. There we go. Trying to, like I said, get the other sides all warmed up. It just takes a moment and it's a little bit slow sometimes. Hello. There we go. And here we are. Okay, guys, we are live on everywhere. Okay. Alright. Hello, Amy. Does everything look alright on that stream? It's not showing up for me. Hey, I assume that's Kumar. Hey, Kumar. Alright. Oh, I gotta get that open up. Let's see. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Chris. Thanks for coming in. Amy, tell me if everything looks alright on that side. I literally can't see anything and I don't know why. Alright. And that. No. There we go. Perfect. And... oh, okay. I mean, I can't see, so there's that way. Hey, Wes. Doing all right. Doing all right. It's Sunday, you know. We all go back to work tomorrow or something. Most of us do. There we go. All right. There we go. Hey, CJ. CJ, I will tell you this. You haven't been collecting your points from sending your heart me's. Hey, Pucho. No, James. Yes, I do typically, like, in many ways, enjoy my streams. Many, many ways. I enjoy them. We get to have fun here. It's the whole point. To have fun with education. Yeah, man. So what it is, CJ, is that after you send your heart me, like, they, TikTok now wants you to make sure that you're really engaged, so you have to go up to the top of the screen and collect your points. They really want to make sure people are engaged. It's quite annoying. No, not mute it, Amy. Let me see. No, I seem to be fine. No, I seem to be fine. I just heard myself. Hey, Lizzie. Hey, Fel. Okay, it's odd. Very, very odd stuff. Okay, guys, you know the rules. We're only at 1.2k likes. We have to get up and above 2,000. Good. You gotta keep doing that, CJ. Every single day, because TikTok is sensitive. It'd be funny if I even asked you to care. No, they didn't call back Moose. I'm very sad that I didn't hear back from Josh and LJ. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Mischievous. Yes, Dan, because there's a lot of things that people don't know about what's going on in politics, and that's why I say that part of this is education. Yeah. Hi, Safari. Oh, clean your room. What? Yeah, I do. I miss Josh and LJ. Don't know where they went. Where are they at? Where are they at? Help me. There we go. All right. I took my purple hair off. Yeah, I did. You're right. I did take off the purple hair. Hi, BMC. I would assume that they're either the best of friends still, Lizzie, or they're no longer friends. So one of the two had to have happened for why they're not, you know, like calling back or anything. So it's one of the two. Not sure which. You don't even know what those are, Ryan. It's cool. We know. It's how it works. Alright, but here's a couple of things we can talk about. Let's see. Let's pull this up. That's not what I wanted you to do. It needs to not be the primary browser ever. Go ahead and add this. Ukraine. Let's go. Never do this again. Never do this again. I hate Microsoft Edge. And I wish it would stop opening up. Okay. So, let's talk about this, guys. I don't know if you know this, right? So, alright. European leaders, okay, of United Kingdom, France, Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, and even Romania have all expressed very clear support of Ukraine in their efforts to achieve a lasting resolution with Russia for the war, and to retain their sovereignty and their land. And and also Italy. I don't know why that was left out of that one, but also Italy. Let me show you guys this. This is pretty cool. Hello? Oh, I didn't hit the button. There we go. This was a joint statement released by Macron, Meloni, Merz, Tusk, Stammer, von der Leyen, and Stubb. And it shows right here, goes on to reiterate like what they agree and when it comes to the war. Thank you, Mock. And everything like that. And they stand firmly by the side of Ukraine. We are united as Europeans and determined to jointly promote our interests. We will continue to cooperate closely with President Trump in the United States of America and with President Zelensky. Oh, thank you, Mock. All right. And the people of Ukraine for a peace in Ukraine that protects our vital security interests. Of course, you know, this comes as an aftermath of Donald Trump saying, well, Ukraine's going to have to give up land again. Let's do a land swap, according to Trump, as per usual. Yeah. Yep. Oh no, this was amazing. Like I mean, we already knew that they were in support of Ukraine with, I mean, like the UN and NATO and everything like that. I already knew that was going to happen, right? No, Alan, what I don't think you understand is that you can't have a peace deal without also having a ceasefire. The reason why Zelensky is asking for Russia to broker a ceasefire first is because they've broken every other agreement that was in place prior. So they want an unconditional ceasefire so that Russia and Ukraine can both mutually prove that they can all stop fighting on both sides. Stop fighting on both sides. And then uphold that ceasefire, which again then proves that they are intentional in that, right? That they can keep it that way, that it can stay without any deaths from both sides. Oh yeah, such money laundering that Trump is still sending them weapons and stuff. Yep, very good. Yep, got it, Greg. Shh, that's an odd statement, not gonna lie. 1 second, TikTok. Okay, the world asks, what other platforms do I live stream on? So I'm on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. TikTok is sensitive, so I have to turn off TikTok to even talk about other platform names because TikTok is sensitive. There we go. So those are all the places you can find me. All right, what is MAGA hiding today? Like, are they all in hiding everywhere? So we'll refresh this again. The phone lines are open. They're not even trying to request on TikTok. Oops, I did a thing. My bad, I forgot to turn that off. Don't cancel me. There we go. Hey, Matt. Okay. Well, I mean, if nobody calls in, I'll either keep yapping or I'll just end the stream. It's cool with me. Alfredo, I'm not really sure what you mean by this comment. Let's see. That's not even what I'm trying to do, Jaislyn, so can tell you don't even understand. All right. So here my question, why is Trump saying all this stuff and it does not come true? That's your question. Well, because Trump lies. I don't really know what else to tell you there. Trump just lies about things. He's not honest. It is what it is. Yeah, nothing, CJ. Everything's really quiet. So, I mean, oh, thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. It's cool. We got a bunch of stuff I can always talk about. Let's see what other things are in the news that Safari is blocking me from accessing. Whoa. I always forget how loud in my ears that is. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
Hi, how old are you?
24.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
And the show is, your YouTube is hella annoying. That's all I got to say. Goodbye.
Deuces. Today I learned that I'm also only like 10. It's very interesting. Wow. Very interesting. Didn't know that. Oh, I'm not crying. I don't really care. And then there's a bunch of stuff that I can talk about. So it doesn't really hurt my feelings. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi. Yes, I am.
Hi, how old are you?
30.
Did you vote for Trump?
I actually didn't, but I did have a question for you. I was wondering what you think, why you think Kamala Harris lost the election.
I mean, it really doesn't matter what I think anymore.
Well, I guess that for me, because I did vote for her, I'm still struggling to understand, you know, what really happened during that election.
I mean, I don't think there's much to really understand with it. The fact is that she lost. Let's be very clear that the only elections that Donald Trump has won in have been 2 women, right? I'm not saying that's the only reason why, but that's a decent indicator that the only thing that he can ever do is beat women, right? He can't win against a man. That was proven in 2020, right? In that election against Biden. So there's one thing. I do think that she couldn't connect with people. I do think the Democratic Party did her extreme disservice in not letting her be herself when she spoke on things. So she didn't come off as real to people. So there's a bunch of different things. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Since I decided to fall. No, Safari. I don't need you to help with that. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes.
Hi, how old are you?
35.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Okay. What year were you born?
1990.
Can you turn off that stream in the background?
Yeah. Dude, thank you so much for taking my call. This is awesome.
Sure. Why do you still support Trump?
Okay, so check this out.
Check it out.
I went to the store and I was gonna buy my favorite beer. And my favorite beer is like $13 or $14 or $15, right? So I go to the store and I'm all like, you know what? The price has gone up from like $15 to like $19. Forget this. I'm not gonna buy my beer. And then I go, you know, like maybe like a week later, I go and I buy my favorite chicken nugget for like $3.96. And all of a sudden, my favorite chicken nuggets, like they're not there anymore. And like now I have to buy like the chicken nuggets for like $6.
If you're gonna troll, at least be funny. You couldn't even do that. Hi, Shadow. Yeah, sometimes, Trisha, when you have to like leave the live and come back to it for everything to go back to work, to go back to working correctly. Let's see. I think this is an interesting story, actually. I really need to change this browser. I am so sick of this going up. So instead of people applying for colleges here in the United States, we are now applying for colleges outside of the United States. Ooh. And that means like our United States citizens are applying for colleges outside the United States. I don't know what you're talking about, Al. That's literally my backup account on screen. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 53.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Awesome. Do you still support him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I don't agree with some things, but who does agree with everything?
No worries. What's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
Well, bear with me here. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm a little nervous. Well, there's another dude on there. His name's Johnny Paldosi or something. He doesn't give people much time to answer, so I appreciate you giving me some time to answer here. Every president, there's going to be waves with stuff. I don't know. I support him because it's a decision I made and I can't change it. You know what I'm saying? Just like, don't get me wrong, the Democrats lost whatever, the Kamala. So you got to deal with it and do whatever you can until, like you're doing, taking calls and vote your Democratic Party, vote locally or whatever. But I don't know if I answered your question. But go ahead, hit me in with another one if you'd like.
Yeah, no, let's start with like, why are you still actively supporting Trump? I understand you don't support everything he does. I get that.
Right.
But why are you still like actively supporting him? And we're like 20 days shy of a total of 7 months into his administration.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not 100% invested in every little thing that he does. I mean, I do watch the news, but I'm in my own little bubble. I'm not obsessed with every little thing he does. Like when Biden was in, I was a little bit more obsessed with some of the stuff that happened with him, but then I wasn't because, there's only so many things you can do. Does that make any sense? Probably still didn't answer. I still support him because that's the decision I made, and that's where I got to live with. I mean, a lot of people argue his first term, however many years ago in 2020. I thought it was great. I mean, I don't know how you are as far as financially. I mean, we was doing really well, and then then things changed, but the COVID affected a lot of stuff. But yeah, I guess that's my answer. I mean, what more can you do?
Okay. Well, let me ask you.
Can I ask you? Go ahead. Ask me a question.
Are you in favor or support of the Big Beautiful Bill?
Yeah. See, I haven't done a lot of research on that.
Okay.
That's the thing that other kid, that Johnny Paldosi or whatever, if you don't know everything word for word, blah blah blah, then he's got a gotcha on you. So I'm not going to act like I know everything about it.
Well, I mean, even I don't know the full text of the bill word for word. I do know that the condensed version, that was what was signed by Trump, is only 330 pages. And I do know, and then I'm sure you've already heard this too, that according to the CBO, their estimates are that it's going to when it's fully enacted, that somewhere between 10 million to 17 million are going to lose their Medicaid insurance, their SNAP benefits, their Section 8 housing benefits because of
Okay.
the cuts that were approved under
Okay.
that. And so some of my issues with that are, and I don't think people realize this, is that quite a, Donald Trump saw an increase in his voter base for the lower middle class, from the lower middle class, saw an increase. Now, I don't support anybody losing their health care or their right to their SNAP benefits or their Section 8 housing. I think these are all things that individuals need in order to live. And especially because I think that the government should work for us and then therefore also be responsible for making sure that everybody has some kind of equal start, or at
Okay.
least a
Can I
level.
can I
Go ahead.
go ahead? I'm sorry.
I was just going to say like
No,
a
I mean
level start,
no,
a good level point to
no.
start at.
I understand what you're saying. I've been you know, I'm not real old, 53, but I've been on disability at a time before. I had to get food stamps, this, that, and the other. Excuse me. But at some time, I have to pick myself up and do things for myself. Um, I understand what you're saying, 100%. The snaps and all this, but don't get me wrong. How long do we have to feed others and take care of others when a lot of them don't even want to help themselves?
I,
I watched a
I
video the
think.
other day of people trying to help homeless people, and they got mad because they didn't have lettuce or something, and they got mad and threw the food back at the people feeding the homeless. And to me, they don't want to help themselves. They just want free stuff. And I mean, at some point, somebody's got to pull up their bootstraps and do a little bit of something for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Some people are physically unable to, sir, and that's why I think actually even
I
making that,
understand that.
having
I
that
have family on
idea.
I have family on disability. I understand that wholeheartedly, that there are
Okay.
some people that can't, but then you have to weed
There's
through the people that are taking advantage of the
That's
system.
less than 3%, sir. So we know
How do you know? You're
because
reading the
this has been
stats.
studied. No, because it's been studied and we've seen it,
Okay,
right?
so how
So
long has
if
this
you
been
look
going
at,
on? It's
yeah,
been
so
going
if
on for decades and decades,
let
and
me
people
let
have
me
been
help you out
taking
with this.
advantage of it.
Are you familiar
Hmm?
with the fact that Arkansas, the state of Arkansas, actually tried to institute the work requirements within their Medicaid program
Yeah,
in their state? Are
yeah,
you
when I was
okay?
on, when I had to get food stamps. See, I had surgery, and I couldn't work. I had my arm in a whole cast, and I couldn't work. But they still wanted me to go at a table and stamp papers together for so many hours for them food stamps. Now, do
Mm-hmm.
you think that's wrong?
No, most people that get okay, I think people have a inherent misunderstanding of food stamps. If you work, you can obtain food
That's
stamps.
just
That's
an
part of the
example.
that's just part of
That's
it. But
just
what
an
I was
example. I'm
talking
just
about
giving you
was
an example.
specifically, well, let me help you out why we know what this percentage is. So when Arkansas instituted their work program, like their work requirement program in their state for Medicaid benefits to be able to come into effect
Right.
for individuals to receive it, they found that 92% of all of the individuals that lost their Medicaid benefits already met those work requirements. They just didn't
Okay.
have a way to actually prove it, or the volunteer people weren't
Why
giving them
not?
the volunteer
Why
people weren't.
not? Why didn't they
If
have
you
proof?
if sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead. Calm down.
I
Calm
was
down.
actively trying to explain it to
But you're
you, and
going
you
on and
were.
on and on.
I was
Let's make it short and
actively
sweet here.
You haven't made anything short and sweet. I was actively answering your question when you said why. Okay, so
Okay,
let's
go ahead.
try this again. So because the volunteer people weren't filling out the paperwork correctly, because
Okay.
people forget that volunteering is also a part of the work requirement, right? It's a way to fill those hours, right? It could be that multiple people, they work multiple jobs and they're not able to prove all of the hours that they work because somebody's missing paperwork, or it's a small business and they don't have their act their act
Okay.
together. But
There's-
the point is,
there's-
okay, the fact is that still 92% of people that lost their health coverage were already working, because the majority of them already do. The people that are actually being negatively impacted by losing health insurance are children. By losing
Okay.
SNAP benefits are children.
Okay, can I say something now? Listen to what you just said. You said, see, you guys, wholehearted believe in all these stats and all these figures that these people give you. It's proven the voting, those stats can be manipulated. And you cannot believe.
No, these are
and here's
peer-reviewed
another thing: if
studies.
these people could not prove certain things, then that means the stats are wrong. And why can't they prove that?
It's been no.
You cannot believe all these stats as 100%. You're young. You need to get out and lie. When you get a little older, you'll realize it's the old saying: "Don't believe all that you read, or half of what you see." Have you ever heard that before?
No, because
Are you
see,
still
I
there?
look at
You've
peer.
never heard that before. Wow. Your grandma's never told you that?
Are you okay,
Don't
sir?
believe all that you read or half of what you see, because everything can be manipulated for a certain side or another side. Does that make any sense? Or am I blowing your mind here? I don't know.
No, you're not.
No, I'm saying things that are.
So this
that
is actually
you're,
from.
you're not making sense to you, and
No,
you're trying to
you
defend
just
it, which I understand.
no. So we actually have this, right? So this was published on PubMed, which means it was a peer-reviewed study. It's you're able to
Yeah,
obtain it
I
from the
never-
National
I don't
Library,
believe all
the
those
National
things.
Health Library Institute, which is a
Can't
government,
believe all that,
which
girl.
is a government-ran website. You can also find it on CPP. You can also find it on nejm.org, where under Arkansas, overall, more than 92% of respondents in all four groups, nearly 97%
Yeah, you
of
read that
respondents
already. I
from
gotcha.
30 to 49
Yeah.
years of age in
the
Arkansas
children are
were
gonna lose
already
their
meeting
SNAP.
the
Gotcha.
community engagement requirement or should have already been exempt before the policy even took effect. So it wasn't even just the
Okay.
fact that they were working the requirement. What it is they're kicking people off for a minor error on their paperwork, right? The share of respondents
well,
who were
what's
not
wrong with
meeting the
that?
requirement increased from
What's wrong with that?
3.3% in 2017 to 3.9% in 2018 in Arkansas
Okay.
target age group,
Yeah, you
whereas
read me
other
this. I
groups
gotcha.
had changes between a -1 to
Yeah, you
positive 0.2 percentage points. I don't think you're understanding that we have statistical and historical data that shows us exactly what's going to occur as a result of these mandates being put
Okay.
into effect, as a result of
Okay,
these
let me ask
mandates
you
being
this.
put into effect. And part of that problem is we can't ignore historical data and statistical data, which is what you're basically
gotcha.
saying that we need to do. No, we can't ignore the data, because the data
Yeah.
tells us exactly how this is going to occur again in the future, and
Do
we see
you-
what
Do you answer
the
anything
negative.
without reading something?
I'm literally
Can you
just
answer
talking to you.
something?
I'm literally just
Oh, okay. I
talking
thought
to
you
you
were
without
still reading.
reading
I
you.
thought you
No,
were still
I was
reading
reading
stuff.
you something to
No,
show
let me
you.
ask you this. Can I please ask you this? I'm very sorry to interrupt you.
You're not sorry at
all this-
all. I
all
can
this-
tell.
You know what? That's what I don't
TikTok,
understand.
let's go ahead and
You're
get the
obviously
likes up
Democrat.
above
I
25,000,
can sit
because
here
we
and
should have
talk
already been
calmly
there.
and
I've been
debate
live for
all day
32
long without
minutes.
getting upset.
We need to be
And
hitting
you're
50,000
getting
likes
upset.
every 30
I'm
minutes.
not trying to make
Come on.
you upset, sweetheart, if I can call you that or whatever. People
Don't.
get offended for saying that. But here's my question. Is all this stuff you're talking about,
How
is
dare
it in effect right now? Or is it going to be one of them things like all the presidents do? They sign this thing into order, and then it takes effect in 4 or 5 years, and then they're out, and then another president comes in, just like Trump did, and he shuts all that stuff down and starts something new. Are all these things
do
in
you
effect yet,
think-
or are you just worried about things that are going to happen 4 or 5 years from now? You know what I'm saying? You're making things to worry about. Do you have any children? You're worried about all these snaps or anything? I have 3 children. My oldest is 31. Do you have any children?
I care
Just
about
curious.
people. Oh, you don't
I
need to know the
understand
answer
that.
to that. This is
Oh,
not
well,
a meet
I
and
have
greet.
to
This
tell you
isn't
my
me
age
finding.
and this and that, but you
Right.
don't want to
I
say
have
you
to
have
ask
children,
you
but
your
that's
age
fine.
because
That's
of
fine.
TikTok terms of service that say that I cannot speak
Oh,
to somebody
I'm
under
on
the age of.
YouTube. I don't. I don't do TikTok.
And I'm multi-streaming. Okay, I'm
excellent.
multi-streaming. Okay, cool. So that's TikTok terms of service for why I have to ask people their age.
Okay,
And
I understand. I didn't know that. I don't do TikTok. You don't
Lord
have to
have
explain
mercy.
it all. I understand. Go ahead. But what does that make sense? The presidents say, we're going to do this, but it won't take effect until 4 or
Talon.
6 years.
No, it doesn't
And then
make
they're
sense.
Out,
I
and
know
then
how
well,
congressional
is
bills
this
work, sir.
Arkansas? Is this
I know how
Arkansas
congressional
thing in
bills
effect
work,
yet?
sir. No, it already
I
went
don't.
into effect in Arkansas. That's why we have statistical
Oh my God!
and what
you're
I
getting
said,
so upset. Are you
historical
on
data.
medication? You should take some medication to
And it
deal with
sounds
your-
like
your-
you
your
need to
anger.
be, sir. I'm upset, but you're the one that's
I'm not
constantly
mad.
over talking me this entire time. And then you were up here
Well, you
complaining
ramble on
about.
and you read the same thing over again. I got your point.
If
don't
you
have to
so I
explain
have
it by
I think
book.
a lot of people forget that one of the cool things is if you actually let somebody finish the point of their sentence or the reason why they're actually talking, you would understand that I was actually answering the questions, that you were interrupting me in order to try to ask me these questions while I was in the middle of speaking the entire time. And my sentence wasn't even that long. I had maybe spoken for 10 seconds before you had lost your own form of self-control and felt the need to interrupt me because your attention span is less than even the average attention span that we know, again, from statistical
now
data
you're gonna
being
take a dig
26
at me.
seconds is the attention
Now you're
span.
gonna
If you
take a
can't even
dig
last
at me.
10
Okay,
seconds,
but that's fine.
if you can't even last 10
If it makes
seconds
you
of me
feel
trying
better
to answer
that
your
I'm-
question, then that shows that your
It's
attention
subtly
span
you're
is even
saying
less than
too
average.
stupid
And I'm not
to,
even trying to be rude. I'm just stating a statistical
yes,
data,
you are.
statistical
That's the
knowledge
way
that
you
we
guys
have.
are. You're
I
very
don't
keen at
understand
that.
why other individuals don't believe statistics
got a bad
or
eye.
historical data because that's all we have to go off of in times like this. So no, sir, I'll go ahead and answer your question about when these changes take effect. The changes don't take effect until the year 2027, which was purposely
Well,
after
then
the
what are you
2026
worried
midterm
about?
elections. You also have a
What are you
categorically
worried about? It ain't
misunderstanding
even in
of
effect
how
yet.
presidents can even do anything when it comes
guys
to
drive me crazy.
congressional bills like
It's
this. They can't just put a
fear-mongering.
stop to it. That is actually
That's all it is.
superseding their powers. That is laid out in Article
Fear-mongering.
2 of the United States Constitution. It's superseding the powers of Congress, which is laid out in Article 1 of the United States Constitution. Let's be very clear. The office of president, again, their duties isn't laid out until Article 2, which means Congress comes first in this regard, right? If we want to talk about like which one is really above the other, in this regard, it would actually be Congress is above the president of the United States per the own United States Constitution, right? Because Article 1 clearly lays out congressional duties, right? And then Article 2 is the presidential duties or the executive branch duties, right? And then Article 3 is the judicial branch of government, also known as the United States Supreme Court, correct? So
Okay,
let's
10
be very
seconds.
clear, right? So it was purposely entered into place to not go into effect until 2027, when,
All right.
guess what?
I thought you said a little bit ago it was already
Midterms have
in
already occurred, and then we're going to see that more than likely
don't
because
care
people
about
don't
that.
believe
I
that
wanna
what you
know
would
when
call
it takes
fear mongering
effect.
is going to actually take effect. But really, the reason why it takes a
hasn't
while
yet?
for bills to actually
You know,
go
you
into
could die-
effect
you
is
could die tomorrow
because
and worry
are you ready
about
for
it,
this? I don't
worry
think
to
you are.
death about
Is because you have to edit the laws as they are, and then you have to make sure that all the states are following it, which is why bills tend to take a little bit before they go into effect, and that's just kind of how it goes, right? So there are many different reasons for that, okay? And I'm just trying to explain to you why they set up the bills that the way that they do. A lot of bills don't go into effect for about 2, 4, sometimes up to 8 years, right? And then you are
Okay,
correct. We do
can I-
typically see it
You've
within
been
the
going
next
on for
presidential
minutes
cycle,
now. Can
which
I
is why
talk?
there's this constant misunderstanding
talk?
of individuals in this country, including what it seems like maybe yourself. I'm not sure. I'm not going to put that on you, but in many misunderstandings within this country, that the bills that take effect after 4 years, that's not the fault of the current president, right? If it's not during their full 8 years of a typical term that presidents really serve at this point, right? It's actually because, again, thank you, CJ, because of how bills are written and then how the budget actually occurs. Thank you. Right?
Okay,
So
can I
also,
say
can we get
something
one
now?
more heart me on TikTok and let's just clear this gift real quick, okay? So, when bills that
went
go
on
into
for a
effect
lot
when
more
the
than 10
next
seconds
presidential
here.
term,
I've been
when those
patient.
occur, right? I don't
Really
blame
patient.
that on the current president because I have a knowledge base and an understanding that the reason why that bill went into effect when it did, and the reason why we see either an increase or a decrease as in the GDP, the budget, our debt ceiling is
Can I ask
because
a
of the
question
prior
now?
president's congressionally
Can I ask
approved
you a
bill,
question now,
right?
please?
Congressionally approved bill where the funding wasn't yet to take place at that time. So typically the reason why we see that under a Republican president, right, that the GDP goes
Go get a smoke.
up
I'll be
is
back.
actually
Hopefully
because
you'll
of
be done by
democratically
then.
approved congressional bills that were signed under a Democratic president. But people have a inherent misunderstanding of how Congress works,
This is why, 'cause
of
you
how
won't let the
budgeting
other
works,
person
about
talk.
how actual growth occurs. And I understand someone saying that you don't care
That's why
because
you
you're
guys
still
lost the
like
election.
talking over me. Right now I can't hear
No,
you
you've been
because
going
you
on.
came
You
up
said
here
10
bad faith
seconds.
from the
You've been
start,
going
and
on
we're
for
just
like
going to be very
5
clear. You
minutes
came up here
now,
very bad
and
faith.
it's just
All right.
parroting. You're like a parrot, just parrot
Sure.
the same stuff
Whatever
over.
you
Can
say.
I ask a question now? You said this.
I don't know.
stuff
Did
will
you hear
take
anything?
effect in the- You said this stuff will take effect in 2027, correct? Or you hang
Yes.
up on me, boot me? Okay. Here's the question I have for you.
Thanks,
You
Matt.
just named all this stuff off. Blah 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 blah.
Can you repeat
Okay,
back
here's the
anything about what I said about congressional
here's
bills
the
and
question.
budgets? Can you? No, let me see
Actually,
if you were actually listening. I want to.
now
I
you're
have
not gonna
to.
let me-
No,
Go
I
ahead.
have to
Go ahead.
test
Let me
whether
know
you
when
are
you're done so I
listening
can
or
ask
not.
my question.
No, you're going to answer mine first. You're going to answer me
Oh, we're
very
gonna
correctly.
play that tit for tat. I
No,
don't
it's
wanna
not
answer
tit for
that
tat.
question. I
No.
want- yes, it is.
It's
You
not.
just tit
I'm
for
I'm
tatted
trying
me.
to even see if you
And
actually
I'm
listened
not
to
under your
anything that I
control.
said.
Yeah, you have your platform. You can boot me
Okay,
at,
so
but
what
I
I
don't have to
understand at
answer
this
the
point is
question.
that Guest wasn't actually
Here's my
listening to anything
question.
that I said because I
If
clearly
this
asked him.
stuff
Let's
takes
try to actually
effect-
repeat specifically
this
what I said
stuff
about
takes
congressional bills and
effect in
congressional funding. If
2027,
you're unaware of how
can
those
stuff
things works,
change
all you have to
since
actually
by
say at
then?
any point in time is
Can
I don't know.
2027
And then that's
come up
totally
and all these
acceptable,
stats
right? All
you
you have to
told
say is
me,
I don't know. I know I went through the
they-
process
can
of
they change?
listing it out, and I understand that you weren't listening to a single thing that I said, and that's very evident now when you are continuing to talk over me and when you are just at this point listening to respond, not actually
See, that's
listening to
you
comprehend
talk.
or even
You won't
actually
let nobody
support or
talk.
go against
You
anything
don't
that I
like
just
it when-
said.
you
I
don't
understand
like
that
when
you
I'm
are also
throwing
in
a
your
wrench
50s,
in
so it's been a
your-
long
in
time
your
since you took a
grinding
civics
your
course, and
gears
that's
here.
totally fine. No hate against that at all. That's just kind of how it works, kind of how it happens. It's what goes on. Okay. Oh, he's getting to
let me
talk,
know.
JPH. You can say I'm
Let
not
me
letting
know
him
when-
talk, but
let
he's
me know
talking
when
the
I can
entire time.
talk.
Do you see how he's not muted? Do you see
But
how
you
you
just
can still
want me
hear
to
his voice?
repeat.
He's still
You
getting to
expect
talk.
me to
Let's
sit here
be
and
very
write
clear.
down
He's
everything.
getting to talk. He also just doesn't understand at any point in time why we need to go based off of
I
historical
understand.
data
It's just
and
you won't
statistics.
answer
He
my
made that
question.
clear when he said, my grandma taught me that you shouldn't be believing all of this stuff. And that's fine. You don't have to
That's
believe it,
right.
sir.
That's
But unlike
right.
most
It's
people,
called
it seems
free
that I
will.
actually have some kind of
Free will
inherent
and
trust
using your
for
brain.
my government, like even if that
Don't
might be
read
misplaced
everything
to a
and
certain degree.
believe
But I do
everything.
actually have an inherent
That's
trust
foolish.
of statistics and data.
Because
I'm also a
nobody-
math person, so maybe I get it because of that,
Oh,
because
you're
I do
really
like numbers.
smart.
I know that's a
You're-
little bit
you're
odd.
20 you're-
Let's
you're
see if
book
we've
smart, but you're not street smart. You can read every book and read it and know
I don't
it, but
find
you
that
can't
insulting.
Change a tire. That's you're not street smart.
Oh, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
able to
I'm not
change a
book
tire
smart,
I wouldn't
but
be able
I'm
to change a
street
tire,
smart.
sir, just because I'm physically weak, and I don't know if people realize this, but
No,
I
I
also have
didn't say that.
scoliosis,
I
which
said
makes
it's
it
street smart
actually
and book smart.
impossible for
There's
me
two
to
different kinds of
perform
people.
certain duties
But go ahead,
because I'm not
continue
even supposed to
talking over me
lift
now.
over 10 or 15 pounds because of my scoliosis and making my back frail and
Oh, I
weak, right?
knew it.
And I understand
I
that
knew
you
you
don't get
had
that,
some
but
kind of
you saying I
disability.
can't change a tire isn't
So
an
you're gonna
insult to
tell-
me.
you don't
I do
wanna
have
tell me if you
AAA
have
for a reason,
children,
right? Because they're
but
going to
you're
come
gonna
out
tell
and
me
they're
you
going to
have a
change the tire
physical
for me.
ailment and,
Or there are
oh,
many cases
woe
where
is
I can
me.
just, I don't know,
So you
call
might
up
be losing
my
your
boyfriend, my
benefits here.
significant
That's
other,
why
or
you
one of
really
his friends,
care.
and then they can
See, it all
come
makes
in,
sense
I don't
now.
know, maybe change it for me.
You
So
can't
there are
work
these things
probably
that
because
people
you
have
got
invented it,
scoliosis.
right?
Do
Like
you have a job?
that I
Do
can
you have a
just
job?
take advantage of what is
you
in
have a job?
existence and what was put in place
Do you have a
with
job
roadside
or are you on
assistance.
disability? Can I ask that? Do you have a job or are you on disability, or is this your job? What you do on the internet? Because that seems like a big thing now. People
Probably
that are
Julia.
debating Trump people. But let me ask you this: answer this. If this takes effect in 2027, and all those bills and all that stuff you read,
I
to
just
me,
want to
can something
thank
change
Matt
by
for the
2027?
$4.99
And
that
they'll
he
say,
doesn't know how
"Oh,
to let women
well, all these
finish.
stats we've been working
And
on
sorry,
for the
TikTok,
past 3
real
years
quick.
don't make any sense
Friendly
now.
reminder over
We're
on
gonna do a little
YouTube,
bit
if you send a
something
super
different,
chat,
and
it does
might
go
not
right
take
up on the
effect in
screen, and I will
2027.
address it. It
Can that
might
happen?
be in the middle of the conversation or after the conversation. I'm not sure. It just depends. Also, we do have memberships
Is that a
available.
reality? You're so smart. Can you tell me that?
Didn't even hear you. Didn't even hear you.
Beat me?
Dude, you
Well,
would
see,
hear a
that's what
dial
you guys
tone.
do. see, that's why you lost the election. You cannot debate.
This
You
isn't a
cannot
debate.
on
When
outside
you
of reading something off of a
when you
freaking
came
computer.
into the live
All
and you
you
looked
do
at
is
the
read off a
description, did it
computer.
say
Use your brain.
political
Shut up for a
debates or
minute
political
and think.
commentary? Remind
Think
me.
like
What
think with that
what is
brain
my
that
stuff
God
say?
gave you.
What does my stuff say? Does it say
You did not
commentary?
answer my
Do you know what
question.
a commentary
If this
means? Do
takes
you know what
if this
commentary
takes
is?
effect
Oh
in
gosh.
2027, can the stats come back and they say, oh, well, we've been doing these stats for 3 years and they don't make any sense.
I
Well,
just want to
we
be
can't
clear.
do this
You
in
don't know.
2027. So you can't answer my question, can you? I got
You
you
didn't
this
ask
time.
any. Dude, again,
did ask
you don't
you
even know the
twice.
difference between the word debate or commentary. So I
have
don't
been
think
debating, but you've been talking over me, and I've been talking
this
over
isn't
you,
a
but you've
debate.
taken up way more than your 10
Again,
seconds.
okay, sir,
I'm trying to learn here. I
sir.
want you to learn.
Okay. Okay. When you came
Okay,
into
you
the
ready?
live. Okay. When you came into the live, did it say
gosh,
debates
here we
or
go.
commentary?
Now we're getting down to scruples.
It's not scruples. It's just a point of
Now
fact.
you
It's a
wanna
point of
answer me.
clarity.
Will
Okay,
you
let's
answer
try
my
this.
question?
I don't know if you
Can
ever
the
did this when
stats
you were in high
change?
school. I don't
Can
know
the
if you ever
stats
did this when you were in
change
high
if this-
school,
oh
but
my
I
God,
actually
you won't let
did
me talk.
speech and debate when I was in high school. So I learned what the difference is between an
was
actual
that, 2
debate and then
years
what we're
ago?
doing here, which is
You
why I
look
know
like
that
you're
this is
about
no
20
way,
years
shape, or
old.
form a debate. This is actually
still
just
wet behind the
commentary.
ears.
In order for someone to actually be debating, we have to have a time,
you're on
like we both get
disability because of
equal time to
scoliosis.
talk, right?
And
It
then
also needs a
that.
moderator, none of which occur here, right? This is just a conversation between two adults. So that's why I'm telling you,
No,
there in
it's
fact
a
that this is not a debate. This is in
conversation
fact a
between adult
conversation
and
or
a
even
child.
commentary.
You're a child, is what you are.
No,
You
I'm
don't- you
I'm
don't
just an
wanna
adult that
listen.
happens to know more than you, and
You
you
do
don't
not
have
wanna
you have an
listen. You
inherent
won't give me a
misunderstanding of what
chance.
things are.
And Johnny's the same way. He'll let you talk. For
I
a
don't
little
even
bit,
know.
and then
I don't
he'll-
give a shit about
he'll
Johnny.
shut you down.
No, dude, you were
In
the one that
2027 in
okay. Let's be very
2027,
clear.
when that takes
So you
effect,
came up
if
here and you
all these
immediately made
stats that they took 3
a
or 4
comparison
years to
between
figure
Johnny and
out,
myself, not
if
even
they
realizing
don't-
that
if
you were
they
doing the
don't
same thing
line
that you
up-
accused Johnny of constantly
they don't
over talking
line
the
up,
entire
can-
time, or not
can
even
they
like
change it?
giving someone time to
You won't answer my
respond.
question because
Okay,
you can't.
you literally
You can't
didn't
answer
even
my
give me
question.
time to respond
You
even
shouldn't even
once.
be on here because
Okay,
you
you
read
continue to talk
everything, but
over
you
me
can't
the
answer.
entire time.
Answer.
You are continuing to talk over me now, even when you did give me like a little bit of time
you
to
won't
actually
answer the
answer your
question.
questions
It's a
that you were
simple
trying to ask
question.
me. You gave me 10 seconds
You're-
at most,
you're
and then you continued to
not
talk
smart.
over
Come
me the
on.
entire
Give me
time.
the stats.
You didn't give me anything. You did exactly what you were complaining
I've
about
given you
Johnny
more than
doing to
you
you.
want.
And I have news for
your
you. If you want to
TikTok
complain
rates are
about
probably
Johnny,
going
go
through
do
the
it on
roof
his
right
live.
now.
Don't complain about Johnny to me. I have nothing to do with Johnny or how he runs his stuff.
You can
My
make
name
an
is Ari.
example.
I don't know if you realized that when you clicked onto the stream, that no way, shape, or form did it
No,
even
you're
come
just
close to
another
saying Johnny
fly-by-night,
Palmadessa,
with
right?
Trump
It said
Grandson
Mermaid
syndrome on
Ari.
here.
And I
And
didn't
I
realize
think
that
it's
Ari,
funny
3 letters, was so
that
hard
you're
for
so
someone to
invested.
understand that there is a significant difference
so
between two
invested in
people.
this.
And I no way, shape, or form look
Right.
anything like Johnny. So it's even really weird that you continue
Okay,
to make
let's-
these
let's forget
comparisons.
about Johnny.
And again, this is a
Let's forget
conversation.
about
This is
Johnny
not a
and move
debate. You
on.
don't even understand the difference
Okay,
of that.
let's move
So now, at
on.
any point in
Okay.
time, are you able to accurately
move on.
retell me exactly what the
Oh, you
difference
want me to
is,
go back
or
and
why
tell that,
congressional
yeah.
bills take 4+ years and what they actually do? Are you able to
Can
reiterate
those
what I
change
said?
in those 4 years? Can those change?
I
in 4
literally
years?
already explained to you why that's not possible. Did you understand or
Sure.
listen to
So-
everything that I
so-
said?
so-
Okay. If you
so
don't
what
understand,
you're
let me
saying-
try this again. So the
what
reason
you're
why I've already
saying is
explained
in
to you, and I know I've already
2027,
explained to you why
it's
it's not
locked
as
in.
simple
All
as the
these
president
stats
just
that
signing
they're
an
doing,
executive
it
order
keeps
saying
changing.
this actually won't happen, is because these are congressionally approved bills, right, that go into effect by Congress after the president signs them. And again, let's be very clear. Article 1 lays out the powers of the legislative branch of government. Legislative branch of government is the one that actually controls the bank account for the United States government. It is not the president of the United States. Article 2 lays out the executive branch duties to the United States. Article 2 is the executive branch, okay? Article 1 comes first. So when we're talking about Congress and we're talking about bills and we're talking about cutting spending, again, that falls under the legislative branch of government, which is Congress. So the only one that could actually put a stop or change these bills would actually be Congress, right? And as we've already seen that we have a split Congress, I'm sure you don't even know what's required to break a filibuster in Congress, which would be Senate, right? So that part part of
he
Congress,
sign an
it
executive
requires at
order
least
to
60
overturn
votes.
it?
We haven't seen a supermajority in the Senate of Congress for
president
a
sign an
long ass
executive
time, and we're
order
not
to
going to see it
overturn what
in
you're
the years
talking about?
2028, 2026, or 2028,
Why not?
where either
That's what
party
we're
has
worried
a
about. That's what you're
supermajority
worried
or the
about.
trifecta in the Senate. Okay, I know you probably don't understand that, and that's okay.
Oh, what's your
Cool.
eyes all messed up, kitty? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Is it
Tara.
my turn now? Is it my turn? Let me know when it's my turn. Oh, what's wrong? Your eyes hurt, isn't it? What happened? Did you get in a fight? Okay, I'm going to take it as it's in my turn if I'm still on, if you haven't booted me yet. Am I booted? Are you still there? No? Yes? No? Yeah, you still didn't answer my question, did you, kitty cat, huh? Man, you must have gotten in a fight. Your eyes all messed up. Are you still there? Oh, yeah, she must have booted me. Here's checking YouTube. See here. If she booted me here. Oh, I'm wasting my time. I could be out now.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Oh, dude, I'm here. What's up?
You are here. How old are you?
I'm like 25.
Like 25. Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
No, I didn't vote actually.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Have a good night. Sorry. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Hello. Okay. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah,
All right. How old are you?
I'm 27.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did, but I don't really like the guy a whole lot right now.
Okay. Do you still support him?
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Do you still support him?
I do.
What year were you born?
2004.
Perfect. All right. Give me just 1 second, okay?
Yeah, you're all good.
All right. Glizzy, I can't put your chat on the screen because of the word that you used within it, and TikTok is sensitive. So what do you think of Ukrainian soldiers rendering Yahtzee salutes and holding anti-Semitic flags? I haven't seen any pictures of that. If that is true, then individuals doing that should be condemned. Like, I don't agree with that at all. Similarly enough, I don't agree with those individuals that occur within our society in the United States. So I don't agree with that. I hope that helps. But thank you for the $4.99. And really quick on TikTok. 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna restart the stream on YouTube, so you guys come back, and I'll be right back. Okay. So what is the main reason that you still support